My channel is Spider Fighters.
Spider Fighters.
I'll laugh at that one. That one was funny.
That
I
was
didn't
nice.
realize that was gonna hit
That
so
was
hard.
funny
But,
as
yo,
shit.
when I said it, it came off my tongue. I was like, "That's ridiculous."
Spider
I
Fighters.
was like, I can't believe you got that out. Before we get into this episode, everybody go and hit that subscribe button. Hit the like. Go over to our TikTok, Instagram. Check out all the content we have coming up almost daily on all those accounts. So give us a taste. Share those little blips with a friend. And also don't forget to hit up Gilmar here or Ariel online, DMs, or After 5 Media. They make us look good. They can make you look good too. I don't look this good in real life. I'd like to think I'm about a 7 in real life. These cameras make me about an 8.7. So there's been a couple of times where I've looked in the camera when I'm like on a monitor and I'm like, is that how I really look?
Who is that?
And, just my guns look. What's this, Canon? He's Canon. Yeah, look at these pythons on this camera. Look at this python.
Who is that guy?
Dude, look at this bruise I got right here.
Damn.
Yeah, dude.
The fuck are you doing?
Look at that. That's a man's hand.
Oh. Okay, I see.
On the ground.
Jeez.
When you're squirmy, they don't like that. But subscribe, like, follow. Let's go. Got Mitch Blaak coming at you live.
Oh,
God.
oh, he's so cute.
All right, you can pet him now. He's
Gave up.
literally gonna have hours of people just getting kissed by Rambo pretty soon.
You're just gonna hear.
We're gonna at Christmas, Valentine's Day. We're gonna put out just like clips of everybody getting kissed by Rambo because he's a lover boy. He's like Ricky Martin.
You're just gonna hear the whole time in the mic. Yeah, for real. I don't know if anybody wanted a beverage. Oh shit. I may have one. This is from my friends over at Triple Sun. Oh shit. That looks good. Right?
Mitch and Blaak. Goodbye, the kiss. Been in business for more than 1 year. Dude, look at these shorts. So last time we had Mitch Blaak on the podcast, he was just kind of getting started on whatever you were getting going. And at that time, refresh my memory, but I'm pretty sure you had just gotten the wheels greased and ready to go on your first trailer setup. And you had the truck, the trailer, all the weights inside there. You had the first logo. We have a new logo now, a new trailer now. Pretty sure a new truck now.
All the above is correct. Yeah.
But same Mitch.
Yeah, I think.
Or new and improved Mitch.
Mitch is definitely a little bit of a different guy these days. And yeah, I think the old trailer, we had just gotten it wrapped. We had the old logo still. And it was pretty much, I think, just getting like fully up and running. Yeah. And now we do have a second trailer.
Tell us about the new trailer, because I took a peek at it the other day. I've seen pictures and videos. Like, you always seem to like be traveling everywhere with models and things like this, which is awesome.
No,
But
that's a future thing. Blackout babes.
The
blackout babes.
Blackout
No,
babes.
seriously, man. I like picture in my head like the Monster Energy girls, but blackout.
I got you tightened here, so you shouldn't droop anymore.
I think we're good.
We don't want you to hurt your neck.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it.
You should be okay. Gilmar can just turn you up if you need to get turned up.
How am I doing?
You're doing pretty good.
Sound pretty good there?
Yeah. You're good.
All right, close enough?
Yeah, you're good.
Should I lick the mic? Should my tongue be grazing it every
we
sentence?
clean it. We clean it anyway, so
yeah,
whatever.
Sure. Sanitation. And real
Sanitation
depth.
hashtag.
Yeah.
Sanitation.
So yeah, new trailer, man. It's pretty sick. I saw you guys at the beer fest, but I don't. Did I see you at the block party?
What's the block party?
There was a block party Sunday. My
Yeah,
group
I saw you. I saw you. That's where I saw the trailer.
Okay. All right. I saw
you were
I
out
was
there with your
I was
team.
so helter-skelter. I was like all over the place.
I just invited myself in. I just walked up. I said, "What's up, Mitch?" And then I walked into you. I was like, "I'm going to look inside this beast." And I took a step inside the trailer, which dual axle.
Mm-hmm.
How tall is it?
I believe it's sitting around 9 feet 2 inches. I forget. I did measure.
Feels right.
Yeah.
The thing on the inside is insane. I came out and I immediately wanted to know how much it was it was, which I don't know if we will share it on this podcast or
Mm-hmm.
not, but she shared it with me, and it made sense to me completely, because when you go inside, it has like these roll-up garage doors on the sides, which is cool because then these kind of like articulating arms come out, and you have a full squat rack, bench rack set up on either side of the trailer. And then the back has some features too, right?
Yep, there's a fold out pull up bar in the back.
Yeah.
And there's like attachment strips. You know, it's multi-level. You can have it at whatever level you want it as far as the pull up bar.
But the trailer's custom built. Like, they built your trailer specifically for you, right?
So they're made by a company called Beaver Fit.
Okay.
Damn strong.
The inside framing on this trailer is not your average landscaping trailer.
Correct. Yeah. So they do that. This is what they do. They also make. They recently underwent. They got bought out by somebody else. It's a military company.
They make like fire truck trailers and stuff like that.
I don't know about the fire truck. I haven't seen that, but a lot of these trailers that they do, there's different size options. There's different equipment packages you can do. This is what they do though, and they make storage containers.
Look
like
at that shipping container one up there.
Oh, you guys are looking at it right now.
Look
yeah.
at on the right.
Oh, they're sick.
Look at that. Oh my god,
dude, they're intense.
It's a shooting like wall.
Yeah.
Gilmar, see like all the slots and like the thing.
That's crazy. You guys need one of those in the back.
Yeah, shout out to my brother. Probably gonna be ordering one of these.
I'd like to know how much those are.
Oh my god, I would take a guess that like a setup like that would at probably $100,000, 70.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. But they also make these awesome hitches you can insert, just in the back of your truck.
Yeah.
I think I saw a picture of one, and it's just like a squat rack and a pull-up bar.
That's pretty much what you have right here, right? They pretty much just put their.
Yeah, that looks the same right there. Yep.
It's probably
there's like 3 different size options.
It's
and
your
then
trailer.
They
They
brand it for
probably
you.
just put their.
I think that's that looks like the Nomad.
Damn.
Yeah.
Game changer.
Sexy, right?
So
looks better with my logo though.
I won't disagree. Do you still utilize like the other trailer?
Yeah, so we've had the new trailer about 2, maybe 3 weeks.
Okay.
And I just onboarded our 3rd trainer, and the plan is to get that other trailer up and rolling because right now it hasn't been being used since I've had the new one. And so we just transitioned to a commercial insurance policy. We'll be adding probably all 3 of the trainers on there, and the plan is to have them running boot camps on different days of the week, a couple hours in the mornings, a couple hours in the nights.
2 trailers, 2 locations at a time.
Yeah, exactly.
Ideally.
Exactly, yeah. Yep.
That's awesome. Good for you, man.
That's the plan.
That was 1 year. Holy shit, dude.
1 year, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
hold on.
trailer's no joke.
I didn't get to introduce myself to the. I had this whole spiel.
Oh my god! Don't come
what's funny?
scripted again. You were the only person to ever come scripted to a podcast.
I don't know.
You
if
came
I was
in ready.
scripted.
You came in ready.
I was ready. Yeah, I was ready, but I didn't really like plan too much. But I was just listening to I think the last podcast you guys put on with Sonny. Or was
Sonny
that the one
Patel.
before that?
Episode.
I saw one on the
100
14th, and then there was your last one, which was just posted on Friday.
Episode
It's
101,
Yeah.
probably.
And I got to say, man, a lot of the stuff you were talking about was pretty sweet. You were saying like how I connected so much. You were talking about how, a lot of times as a business owner, you feel like a fraud, and it just you made like a lot of good points.
Yeah, people ask me. I got asked this over the weekend, kind of like by a friend that I hadn't seen in, 2 years probably, and he listens to the podcast, and I wanted his honest feedback, and he was definitely going to give it to me, and he was asking me he's like, when you get into those zones, what is going through your head? I'm like, honestly, I'm talking to Gilmar. I'm not really thinking of anything. Usually Gilmar and I are just having kind of a conversation, and I'm just sharing some stuff with him, and we're recording it. So whereas you're here, Gilmar's not on camera, but Gilmar's a part of this. You're here, so we're talking, and then the podcast is kind of just is happening around us, kind of a thing.
Yeah, so I was admiring your sense of humor as well, and I was thinking how it it just comes so naturally to you, and you just spit out this absolute utter nonsense all the time.
Yeah.
And I feel like me as average Joe Schmo who's not on. I mean, I'm on camera to an extent, but not talking, definitely not podcast style. And so for people like us who it's kind of more rare, it's it feels like a little bit more of a performance, and it takes a little bit to lighten up sometimes. You just feel like, well, Everybody's looking at me. But
get
nobody's
that.
here but us.
Yeah, I know.
It's so stupid.
That's what I try to explain to people. Like, it's really, if you get down to it, we don't, like, if you look at the history of our show, like, we've had some pretty silly people on our show that I'm friends with, or like we know, and people sometimes don't get, not everybody that listens like enjoys those episodes, and those episodes hit with like a different group which likes the funny, ridiculous episodes, and then some other people will resonate more with like your episode where they're like, hey, Mitch just started a business, like I want to start a business, like this is the struggle he's going through, so like they like a little bit more serious but still funny. So it's kind of weird to see how that all plays out, but I definitely try to like emphasize with people that the goal is to sit down with somebody that I enjoy, like I would want to like be like, hey, let's go hang out and grab like a pizza and like chat.
And we're doing that on Tuesday.
Yeah, we're also doing that on Tuesday with barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
And like me and you probably we've done three or four of them. I want to say 3. Now, the goal in the beginning was to do more of those events, but then kind of like Corona kind of happened, and last year we just never got any. We got one shadow event out. But the goal is really just to connect with people and just sit down. Like, it's not, especially with strangers, like people that like Gilmar or I, or like my wife or somebody's on the internet, just like, did you see this guy? And he lives kind of close to you guys. You should hit him up. And we'll do that. We'll hit up complete strangers and just kind of be like, here's your invite. We want to talk to you. Come on this show. But it's really just, I'm getting to know them, and we have cameras in the room.
I think it's really cool, and it's like also like a really good way to network, because who doesn't want to be on a podcast? Who doesn't, And
you'd be surprised. There's a lot of people that are like, no thanks.
Just because I get uncomfortable.
It's a multitude of things. Usually it's me. I think usually it's just like the way, like a lot of times, like what you're talking about, it's just like my sense of humor is just like, that's just how I talk. And some people find it really funny, and some people do not.
Yeah.
So whereas like I can be sitting in a room and say something and be completely just like, why do you guys think this is funny right now? Like there's been times where we've been in meetings where I'm like, you need to stop fucking laughing. Like I know, like now looking back on what I just said, like I could understand why you think that's funny, but I'm dead fucking serious right now. It's just kind of like, I guess I just kind of, it's a lot of like the way I compare things to stuff tends to be funny to people.
Yeah, like earlier.
Immediately, like when something happens, like the first thing that pops into my head is usually ridiculous comparison, and I'll let that out into the world sometimes.
When I asked you about the size of the sauna at the NAC.
That's a perfect example.
Yeah.
Like I think I thought about it for like 10 seconds. I was like, well, like how do you describe how big a sauna is? I was like, well, it's like 4 Russians. It's like four lane Russians down. It's like 4 Russians laying down big. And that's what I said. I mean, like I didn't like stumble over anything. I was like, it's like 4 Russians laying down.
Yeah.
And he immediately knew what he probably, if he went to the sauna at the NAC, he'd be like, yep, this is about 4 Russians.
He's right.
Right?
So when I first started my business, with COVID and everything going on, and I feel like I was definitely really uptight, especially because I didn't know what to expect from people, So even training outside, I was wearing a mask, inside, of course, and then.
But you don't give yourself enough credit, though. You were already behind a bar training people. Like Mitch Blaak at that time was already eons ahead of the average human being. You do not see people getting, like, people look at bartenders and they're like, I could never talk to people like that.
Did I ever tell you about, I probably didn't, I got called a bar wench.
Bar wench?
There was this lady at the bar, and I was serving her drinks, and, I was cracking jokes, and we were just shooting the shit, and, she mentions her daughter and how beautiful she is and how she's so successful and about to graduate from college.
Can you pull up the definition of bar wench for me? Because I'm not quite clear on this.
Pull up images. and so she's, we're shooting shit. I felt comfortable.
It's like a barmaid.
Yeah, and then I'm like, she's telling me all about her daughter, and I was like, I felt very comfortable to be like, hey, well, so set us up. And then she just gets this look on her face, and she's like, you, a bar wench with my daughter? And I was so offended.
Why? Because she thought you were like a peasant class because you were serving
well,
drinks?
at that time, I was already a personal trainer at the Knack, and I was bartending a few other places and making moves. It was probably right before COVID, too, so I was pretty confident in myself. And then to be called a bar wench,
Dude, that happened to me. I had that same kind of ego blow, or not even really blow. It's only a blow if you have an ego that can get affected kind of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
But that would happen to me when I was working at La Scala because I'd already hustled multiple businesses. Like, I was starting the construction thing. I was graduating from Temple with an economics degree. Like, I had what I thought was a lot going. So to come in and like you're serving tables and like every now and then somebody talks to you and you're just like, you want to be like, listen, motherfucker, like you don't even own the toothpaste in the container. Like, why are you talking down to me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have a college degree. I'm starting a business.
well, it's kind of nice
Respect
to hold that
me,
in your back
bitch.
pocket.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like at the end of the day, I don't think I ever did that. I think I would remember that. But it was always in the back of my mind where you're just like, dude, why are you like? So when I go out to eat,
I don't think I knew you worked at La Stella.
I go out of my way to take care of servers. I'd like to think.
You can always tell someone that's never worked in the service industry, right? They're really easy to pick out.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, yeah.
I'm not going to name any names. I thought about going in more depth there.
Yeah, he trailed off. He was just like, "Oh man, it was a murder scene."
Yeah, right.
Because you've worked all the spots in this area, so you probably know like all the locals and all the people.
Dude, I've been getting these calls from Flowertown like all day. I answered earlier and said, please stop calling me. And they're still calling. I'm tempted to answer right now. Should we see who it is? See
I mean, go ahead. Right?
Hello?
Yeah, I think they hung up.
It's the same shit all day.
I don't know, dude.
Um,
You owe anybody money?
Tons of people. Not from Flowertown, though. No, I'm just kidding. Thankfully not in too much debt with this whole endeavor.
Yeah, so you got the trailer set up. You started a business. You were bartending. And then take us back there.
I still think my favorite part of last episode was where you said, yeah, you were kind of just like sitting in the corner, cleaning your gun, waiting for the right opportunity. I never forgot that, man. It motivates me every time I listen to it and hear it. To think of it like that,
cool.
I think it was so cool. I think it was awesome. It's like the best thing you said in that whole episode.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and listen.
Yeah, I don't remember you saying that. Dude, there's like hours of you saying shit on the internet.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I think my hot take for everybody that listens to like all this stuff I say is that the ultimate thing is that like if I can put it together, I kind of believe everybody else can to a certain degree. I'm learning that like certain people have capacities that, limit them and beliefs that limit them and different things that limit them. But like, I've seen some pretty amazing, come ups from people that had every obstacle stacked against them. And there's tons of those opportunities all over the internet. So I'm hardly one of those. So if I can figure it out and those people can figure it out, anybody else listening and enjoying this episode can also figure it out. So I guess that's what it is. That's the reason to like continue sharing this. Is I learn a lot and get a lot of value from the people we meet and bring on the podcasts, both on the shows as well as outside of the shows, and sharing that with people listening or sharing that with like our Instagram audience or YouTube audience or anything. It's just kind of like a give back.
Yeah,
in a way. And as it grows, it kind of gives back more because now we're helping out Alpha Bravo Canine.
Mm-hmm.
You guys know Alpha Bravo?
Yeah.
So
my wife's doing a lot of stuff for them with Gilmar, and so we're just trying to like leverage what we have to do more community in real life.
So Alpha Bravo, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that they basically pay for you to be a foster parent for a dog, and that dog is then, in your home for, a year. They pay for the food and whatnot. You just have to commit to going to trainings a week, and
It's
then
like
it gets
training
sent to
during the
a
weeks.
veteran once it's all trained up.
Yeah, it's I think it's a year and a half to 2 years, depending upon the dog.
Yeah.
They pre-select the veteran for the dog, and then they train the dog's ultimate task set for that said individual, depending upon like if it's PTSD related, anxiety related, like a disability, what have you. There's a lot of money needed for that, but I think the largest thing that they need is people to actually raise the dogs. There's always money. There's always money. Not everybody has time.
Well, it's a commitment. It really is. I always used to say, having a dog is a great way to prepare yourself for having a kid. And so me and my ex-girlfriend, we split up probably 3 months ago. And so I'm now living with a friend, and she has 2 dogs, and she went away last weekend. And she was like, are you going to be okay to watch the dogs? And I was like, oh, yeah, absolutely. And the one is 1 year old. And anyway, long story short, she chewed apart the entire windowsill on 3 different windows. She chewed apart part of the bed. And I came to the realization that at this point in my life, I am not ready for any type of commitment. I can't even have a dog. I'm a bad dad.
You're a dad in training.
Yeah.
You got to level up. You got to maybe get a cat first.
Yeah.
Cats are pretty hard to kill.
I'll get a tarantula.
What the fuck? Yeah, they are.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
why do you say that so confidently?
Why do I say cats are so... Well, dude, we just watched a video of a cat, like, falling off a bleacher in the football game or whatever.
Oh, and it's
cats are tough as shit, dude.
They are tough as
Everybody that tries to kill a cat, like, there's always a survivor.
Yeah, always.
There's always like, meow. And somebody like my wife's like, oh, my God, there's a cat in here. We're going to save him, bring him home.
Yo, they just know how to survive, bro.
Cats are survivors.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah, tarantulas, dude. So my ex and me, we bought like 6 or 7 tarantulas together. But
whoa,
the
your ex-girlfriend and you bought 6 or 7 tarantulas at one time?
No, like I bought her one for her birthday, one for Christmas, and they always come buy one, get one.
Of course.
Of like lesser value.
Why, can you fight them?
No, who the fuck wants a tarantula?
No. But
wait a minute. I did not know
like
about
8 months.
this.
They can go like 8 months or more. Like we didn't see the one for the entire summer. It just like burrows in a hole and you don't see it, and then it comes up and it's time to eat. And you feed it a cricket, which costs like 19 cents.
Why do we not have an office tarantula?
You really need to. I'll help you pick it out.
Well, I mean, like you're 8 months, like how often are these things dying that you're buying so many? How long was this relationship that you had? 6?
2.5 years.
So you had 6 tarantulas over
she
2.5 years.
She had one, and then I had bought her probably like I think we had like 7 there at the end.
Jeez.
Only one ever died, and it was like a condition. So it was like some kind of bacteria in the crickets.
Damn.
That's what you get for buying 19 cent.
Yeah,
crickets.
there's some spiked crickets. There's
Yeah.
probably dude.
Can't cut corners on my crickets.
But no, they live forever. Some of these things live for like 30 years. There's like arboreal, and then there's terrestrial. Some of them live on the ground. Some of them live in the trees. Some of them have crazy colors. Some are more venomous than others. One of the ones we bought, Poecilothera metallica. Beautiful spider. That's why we bought it. I bought it for her for I think her birthday. It was blue and yellow. Look it up. Poecilothera metallica.
Everyone's gonna see how I attempt to spell this.
Good luck. Anyway, as he looks that up, we named it Edgar for Edgar Allan Poe.
It's one of my favorite
And
poets.
unfortunately, that's the one that died. But it was also the most venomous tarantula out there. It's considered medically significant if you get bitten.
Jesus.
Why would it?
Pretty.
But why would it bite you though?
They're on the more aggressive side. They're an old world tarantula.
What does that mean?
It means that the old world are just
Old world tarantula, meaning it was like here before humans.
They're
racist.
I
Yo,
don't,
that's some
dude, they could be
racist
aliens.
arachnid, dude.
I don't know, but they're
It's
from
an
like
Aryan
very-
arachnid, dude.
Aryan acne.
Yo,
I
dude.
couldn't do it.
You were asking me to go in on that with you, but okay. It's only gonna get worse.
Anyway, you said they're fucking they're fucking it's venomous as shit.
Yeah, they're I think the most
Yeah,
venomous.
where do I get this?
Yeah, how can you buy those?
Where do we get? Fear Not Tarantulas is where we got most of ours.
.com.
FearNotTarantulas.com.
They ship them online,
They ship them. Yeah.
so you just get this to your house,
Yeah.
like the Amazon
Well,
guy.
generally, I believe they get shipped to like a FedEx or something, and you got to go pick it up in like a 2-hour time slot, or they can't vouch for the animal being alive. Especially if you order it in the middle of winter, you got to get like a heat pack enclosed and all kinds of crazy crap.
Let's see this. How much costs in here?
I think the Poecilothera, they're like, I'm not gonna say endangered, but they're on the more expensive side.
They're endangered in Bucks County.
Well, yeah, apparently because
Dude, you
Mitch
could
is
buy
on a killing spree
scorpions
with them.
and shit.
Oh yeah,
Dwarf species? What's up with this?
What's up with some old world?
the old world they're crazier, man. They're quick, they're aggressive. The new world's where it's at. They're cuddly, they're soft and fuzzy, they're cute.
Are jumping spiders in that category?
No, they're
they're
totally on their own
Mm.
spectrum, but they're pretty cool. We've only ever caught those in the wild, though.
Spiderlings.
Yeah, my girl.
I got a whole bunch of ideas here. If anybody, yo,
Wheels are turning.
yeah, dude. There's a few people I have a problem with right now. They're getting
Oh, come
fucking
on.
spider
Just
shit.
sending them spiders.
I'm gonna be
No,
sending some spiders out, dude.
He said, Mitch, not about
$100 and over freebie, dude. You know me, dude. I could literally buy 5 spiders, end up with 25 spiders. Dude, everybody's getting
In
a
theory,
spider.
yeah. And there's some that are what do they call it? They call it communal. So most spiders cannot live together. When you're mating them, like you leave them together for a very short time.
What
You have
kind
to,
of, do you have like a
we've never
mating
mated.
scenario
No,
here?
No. But there are some that are communal. Poecilothera metallica being one, and then there's
We got more
another
than
one. I forget what it's called, Embal Fury or something. Anyway, you could you could get like a giant tank and have like 10 of them living in there, and that would be so cool. For
That'd be
this
sinister
room.
as shit, dude. That'd be like
It's
some
pretty
villain
sinister.
stuff.
Yeah.
I want a fish tank with 10 spiders.
God damn.
Dude, we'll drop one of these like, well, it'll be like Russian team fight, and we'll drop one of those old world guys in with like 10 of the new world guys, and like see if they can level up.
See who survives.
I bet the old world
Dun,
would take
dun.
it.
Take all 10.
I don't know. Depends which ones.
Start on that Geo series.
We could have a whole YouTube channel called Spider Battles.
Yeah, for real.
I don't think that would go over well with Fear Not Tarantulas. They would stop selling to
Oh,
us.
god damn it.
Yeah.
Well, fuck it. My channel is Spider Fighters.
Spider fighters.
I'll laugh at that one. That one was funny.
That was
I
very
didn't
nice.
realize that was gonna hit
That
so
was
hard.
funny
but,
as
yo,
shit.
when I said it, it came off my tongue. I was like, "That's ridiculous."
Spider
I
fighters.
was like, "I can't believe you got that out."
Oh my god.
Yeah. So Spider Fighters, like,
Every time you say it, it's stupid.
So we'll like the page will blow up so quick that we'll have the financial resources to make our own spiders. We'll be fine.
Dude, if you
We'll bring in the experts. Dude. We'll put this fucking website out of business.
if you do
Yeah.
make them, you can sell them for like
When
depending
you-
which
when
one's
you-
$50 a pop, and they have like a million little babies.
Jeez.
In theory, you could make
Yo,
like,
your
a good
eyes
living.
lit up, son.
You can make
Yeah,
like a
because
good
we
living
could be in a
selling
new
these.
business here, right here. We could be in. So think about it. They have like 1,000 babies, and you're selling them $50 a pop. Dude, I just fucking
That's what I'm
spiders all
saying.
day, dude.
I don't know how many exactly they have, but you're gonna make some money.
Is the market there for them? I mean, we'll create the market with spider fighters. We'll get a whole bunch of kids buying spiders,
And then we'll sell like
trading
you know,
cards.
sired by,
Sired
the
by-
OG Poecilothera Metallica.
Yeah, dude, it'll be like
And then we're selling them for $75.
it'll be
a
like the
pop.
weed store. Would be like, this is OG Kush vanilla. Yeah, this spider has traces of
Old world.
of old world and new world. This is young blood spider.
Young blood spider.
Jesus Christ. We had Mitch Blaak on the show, and in a matter of minutes, we're talking about arachnids.
Yeah, how do we do that?
They're pretty cool, man.
That's cool. So you're obviously not set up for parenting any animals above the arachnid level.
Yeah, I need something easily maintainable right now.
Yeah. So what's I saw you at the beer fest in Newtown on what was that, Saturday?
Yeah, it was the day after my birthday, so I was
You were heavily
I was
branded.
on one. I was handing out business cards, promoting the block party.
He was dressed in all pink.
Yeah, pink shorts, pink hat, pink BOT hat. It was a full tie-dye outfit. Tie-dye shorts, black tie-dye shirt.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
He was coming to win.
It was
one.
extra on purpose.
Stand out.
And then, so the block party. Let's talk about that real quick. The block party on Sunday.
Yeah, which you forgot you saw me at. Okay.
Yeah, no, I remember now. I remember you
I
telling
came
you.
in there.
I remember telling you to pop in. Also, my buddy Josh stopped by. Like, I saw a lot of people. And it was nice and busy, which is a good outcome. So my group, Next Gen Rotary, organized it.
Mm.
It's I'm a founding member. It's a brand new group. All young business, owners or just local business professionals. for the most part, younger, and it's a community service focused group. So our first project we did like a homeless shelter thing, and then the block party was our child. We, me and a bunch of others there played a major role in organizing it, securing the sponsors, and it was a lot of work, but the finished product, and then, seeing Blackout training as it was, I got to be right on the end at the intersection. We had a bunch of people come out and compete at some different fitness competitions, and we raised not a bunch, but like $300 extra on top of everything else we did. And it was just an awesome turnout. It was such a cool experience to be a part of. The next morning, I was driving to my client's house at 5:30 a.m. and
Sunday.
On Monday, the day after.
Oh, okay, yeah, because the event was on Sunday.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right. Yeah.
And I teared up a little bit, dude. I was like, this is such a cool experience, for one, to be a part of and recognize in the community and get all that exposure, but also to be a huge contributing factor in the organization of it, and I was sitting at like dinner after the event with a bunch of the group, and I just sat there and I just had this weird feeling of like, not to get like emotional.
Dude, people have
Not to
cried
get
on here. You
emotional,
can cry.
But like I had this weird
We have
feeling of like
Rambo.
belonging, dude. It was awesome. It was
Yeah,
really cool.
you're a
And
part of
the next
something.
day I teared up, like thinking how grateful I was for my trainers to show up. Scott and Lauren, they played a huge part, and my life coach made an appearance and hung out, and my friend Pat Jacoby from my other business group, Business BBG. And just so many other people came out, shot content for me, and just participated, helped at the table. Scott's wife and his son were there, and just to have all that support and everything, it was a beautiful thing, man. It was.
Yeah, you're definitely building. I'm really happy to you. I felt really good about what you were doing when you started, and you kind of like struck out on your own in the midst of like the whole Corona unknown. A few people, like a lot of people last year, did choose. Like a lot of people chose to start businesses last year, and like not all of them are still here. I know a handful that aren't still here. So it was cool to see you come into your project with all the energy you did. You had like the right approach to it. You were very serious. Like it wasn't something you were throwing together. Like you had a from the beginning, anybody that knows anything, you had a vision. Like it was very clear. And it was just going to get dialed in. So when I saw you get your new trailer, I was like, the vision's getting dialed in. So it was cool. We were supposed to record last week, and we couldn't for a variety of reasons. And then we, had this. We met up over the weekend, and then we got the opportunity to come in after all of that. And I'm glad we got to come in like after me getting a chance to actually see your trailer in person, because it kind of gave me a different perspective onto how far you could actually take the trailer setup. Because I'm not going to discount you in any way, but like for a long time I was like, Mitch is only going to be able to take this trailer thing so far, and then it's going to kind of plateau in a couple different ways, and I don't see how that like advances, and you definitely proved me wrong. Like you have like the trailer's insane. And that's the fact that you went out and got, like, in a trailer together like that. That obviously took planning. You had to, that shows a lot of foresight on your part. And now you also have 2 other people working with you. Like, that's only in a year's time. So I definitely think you should, cheers to that. Let's get some more whiskey. Yeah, cheers to that. Cheers to Mitch Blaak. It's impressive. It's cool. It makes me feel good to see you just a little bit. That's good. It's good to see. It like makes me feel good to see you like have a vision and then pursue it and not take no for an answer and make fat people skinny. Hopefully.
Yeah, man.
Hopefully in the process, But you do. You make people.
that's
Your
some of it,
business
yeah.
makes people feel good, right? You're a part of the community. You're everybody sees your trail. Like you're driving up and down the bypass all the time. Like everybody knows your logo now. Like it's only a matter of time before you just become like a very prominent part of like the Bucks County community, I think. And like you have a good vibe about you. So it's like it's always very. But when we see you out, my wife's always like, "There's Mitch," and it's always like, "There's Mitch," just happy as can be, like ready to just like.
I just
say
try
hi.
to keep it real, man. I'm not always happy, dude. There's been times. So I started working with a life coach, simply because she could help me with like practices and just different things to help me kind of deal with the stress and the pressure better. And I'm not always happy. You know, sometimes you may, you know, you got to put on that face for the client. But when it comes to like people in my personal life, it's nice to be able to like open up and just chill and be myself. You know, I try to keep it real as much as I can. And that's something I've been learning to do throughout the process since our last time meeting, is like opening up and telling people. They're like, oh, yeah, it looks like you're doing awesome. And in my head, I'm like, fucking, like, I am stressed to the max. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I feel like a fraud, you know, all this, that, and the third. And, you know, it's a huge learning curve, and it's been awesome. But
like, I forget what I said when I was talking about the fraud stuff, but if I had to, like, tap into that feeling again, I probably said something like, if you're not, like, if you don't feel like a fraud in that regard, oh, shit.
Keep going.
If you don't feel like a fraud, you're not really pushing hard enough on the boundaries of what you're capable of doing. Because if you're, you know, like that first time, you're swimming like the 4-foot deep water, and you're like short and little kid, you can like kind of bounce on your toes and get your head above water. So you're like, I'm good.
Here comes
and then,
one
like,
of those good analogies.
and you're like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because everybody's done that for the most part. Like, everybody that's swam in a pool has been like too close to that like part where it slopes down and it gets deeper. And then you, like, start toying with that edge a little bit. Like, it's uncomfortable. You're, like, right on the edge of the pool, though. Like, there is stability there if you look for it. It's just kind of like, you know, people believe in you. You're benefiting people. And ultimately, like, if you're doing that, like, if good things are coming from what you're doing, then, you know, well, like, what can there, like, what really can you worry about?
Yeah, no, that's what you said in the last episode. You said, you know, if, you know, you may feel like a fraud sometimes, but that's only because you're always pushing the limits of what you can do.
Yeah.
That's
and
basically
that's just,
exactly
that's me
how you worded
speaking
it.
honestly.
And I couldn't have connected more with that, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, I'm glad I could, you know, hold your hand or something, like romantic. So, it's true. Because it's like, it sucks, dude. It sucks. Business, I wish business would, like, and this is going to seem maybe psychopathic, but I wish people knew, like, actually knew that weren't in business for themselves, how hard or miserable things can get sometimes. Like, actually could understand that, because then they would, like, everybody looks at business owners as kind of like, oh, that guy owns a business. Like, when I was a younger kid, I'd always be like, that guy owns a business. Like, he's got it figured out. Like, you know, you'd always look up to those people. So it kind of, like, it sucks most of the time. Until it, like, hopefully you reach the point where it doesn't suck at all. And, like, that's for very few amount of people. You know, you can go your whole life and not reach that level. So, like, when you're in the trenches and, like, people see you out and they see you and you're, like, a little short with people. I mean, like, I have my other issues that I, like, deal with. But, like, there are times where I'm short with people just because I just don't have the patience because of work-related shit. And that I know that happens to a lot of entrepreneurs as well as other people probably that aren't entrepreneurs or business owners or whatever. I digress. But anyway, if people actually knew how miserable it was to, like, have that stress, like, I think there'd be less people casually signing up to be business owners. Like, when you set up your whole thing, I was like, not a casual business owner. Because you see it all the time. You're like, oh, I got this idea. You know, I was thinking about doing, like, and do you know any good patent lawyers? And it's like the same person asks you for a referral for a patent lawyer like 8 different times. And you're not even in a fucking business that does anything with patents.
So many people.
It's like, come on, just enjoy. Stop coming over here and just burdening me with these questions that I know you're not going to capitalize on at all. Like, don't ask me for help if I know you're not going to do anything with it. I started saying, like, I don't know how long ago, but eventually in my life, when people are like, oh, yeah, we should hang out or we should meet up. Colin's really good about this, where he's just like, no. Like, people are always like, oh, let me pick your ear. Like, oh, I got this idea to run by you. Just like, fuck no. Like, no. Pay me. Like, and that sounds rude to people. But, like, my whole week is spent, like, worrying about, like, the well-being of everybody at this company. So then, like, when I get that, like, moment where I'm just, like, unattached to, like, the business mentally, and somebody wants to be like, oh, let's sit down and, you know, hash out this stressful situation. I'm like, you going to pay me? Because I'm not going to, like, give you my free time that's, like, supposed to be, like, I work all this other time, which I very much enjoy. Like, I'm not going to paint it like I don't. But, like, you work all that other time to have, like, that other little bit of time, and if you just, like, ruin that little bit of time all the time. It's just like at the end of the day, you're just like, what is this all for? So
I
like,
could not
that's-
relate more to that.
that's like kind of like where you're at right now is you're probably like worried because like you don't have enough like history in business. Things are going well, but it's like still like very unknown, which it's gonna feel this way. It's probably gonna feel that way for a while. I'm not gonna make it feel any better, but you're probably gonna feel that way for a
Hey,
while.
I'm a lot better off than I was a year ago. You know, a year ago, you say, "Oh, this isn't a casual business owner." I still don't know what the heck I got myself into.
Yeah.
I had no idea. How many employees do you have?
We fluctuate. I think right now we have 10.
Okay, so it's easier for me to see things from the client's point of view, right? We just had to undergo this uncomfortable. We've undergone a few rate changes since we began, and now I just began the process of catching everybody up. And I feel very confident in the value that I provide. So, though it may have been a little bit uncomfortable, I had no doubts in my mind that I provide the value to raise those rates and then to remind my client how much they mean to me and how much I appreciate their business since our early days.
It's uncomfortable talking to other people about money,
Sure.
and it takes a really long time and a lot of intention to get good at that. There are very few people I know that are good about talking like in those stressful situations where like somebody like, you know, we got to raise rates or like got asked for more money or something didn't go right. And like in our business, that's like all the time. Not necessarily a good thing all the time. Like sometimes you come into problems where, you know, a sub has to be like, hey, you know, we got to charge more money. And you got to be like, well, you made a bunch of mistakes. So like that wasn't our fault. Like, why are we burdening that cost? Or like sometimes like something comes up that nobody saw and you got to be like fair about it where you're like, I can't like make this like nobody saw this coming. So
See, that's
like,
a lot more dynamic for you.
you know
You
what
probably
I'm
got
saying?
really comfortable with that at this point,
I'm pretty good
depending on the
about talking
situation.
about. I detach from money pretty well at this point, yeah. But I do know what it's like to kind of be like, well, last season we plowed your driveway for this much, but we're doubling prices because we have so much demand that I only want to do half the driveways that we have. So like we're just going to double the prices and see who stays around. And then you get people that call you and they're pissed. Or like, you know, there's different things like that. But like
Sure.
you have to raise your you over the last year have shown immense value. You've done group workouts, these, you know, weekend, you know, combined workouts where you do, you know, you'll affiliate with like a local restaurant or something like that, which I'm sure doesn't net you an incredible amount of money for the amount of work that goes into that. But those investment days that you're doing, those are the days that are like putting Mitch Blaak in the new trailer.
That exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
So like my wife went to a couple of those events and she's like, damn, like Mitch is dialing it in. Like he can't be doing great on these days, but these are definitely huge exposure days.
Yeah, and you know that was my mindset going in, and it worked well. It was awesome, and unfortunately, when it got nice out again after the winter, my availability was so limited, I wasn't able to pursue that, and it was kind of like a pet project. You know, it was so much
But that
fun.
was smart though. You had the time, and then you made the investment, and then.
But I almost missed those days when I had more time on my hands to be creative. But that's where the other trainers in the new trailer comes into play now. I want to get that back on the road.
Yeah.
So keep your eyes peeled. Black Out Training is bringing the Weekend Warrior back.
So
baby.
let's talk about those other two trainers then.
So we just onboarded our fourth, but unfortunately one of our trainers, she had to go back to school in person. It was supposed to be virtual. Yeah. But so we're onboarding our fourth, but it'll be our third active trainer. Bella, she came out and competed in the competitions the other day. She won the chin-up contest for the girls. And so there's three of them. They're all incredible. Scott's been with me the longest. He's a kettlebell and steel mace specialist.
Okay. And does he do that he trains full time?
No, he's a business owner.
What does he do full time?
His family owns jewelry stores. They're called we're gonna have to edit this so that this
just look at the camera
Hold
and
on,
just nod.
here we go. Ready? It's called Marvin and Scott Jewelers. There's one in Yardley. There's one in I forget what the other one is actually, but Scott mans the other one. So
Okay, cool.
He does that, and then Lauren is
Some bling bling then.
Yeah, no, they sold some jewelry to me for great prices, gave me a little discount. They're awesome. They're incredible. Great selection over there. They gave some minor jewelry and booklets with some of their their items in there to one of our projects we did around Christmas time. The Blaak basket. We gifted like all of our clients baskets with like over 20 different businesses, items and donations and gift cards in there as like a a thank you and to kind of create like a dream team. And then that was always fun for me. Yeah, no, we just gave them to them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we just gave them to them. Yeah.
So you got Scott, Bella.
And then there's Lauren. She's a teacher and a high school softball and field hockey coach. They're both incredible people.
So everybody works like part-time currently?
Yes, which is why I need more trainers. I want like a full-time trainer.
Okay.
And Bella's got decent availability. We'll see how that goes. She's just getting onboarded. And, so.
So do these individuals currently, because you only have like the one trailer, they come out and support you when you're at a training event, or do they go and do stuff separately from you? How's that all working?
No, so up until recently, I've been the only one with a trailer. I had 3 trainers at one point, then it was just Scott and Lauren again. Now it's back to 3, but I just give them all the equipment they may need. They both drive Jeep. Actually, all 3 of my trainers right now drive Jeeps.
Okay.
We should get like sponsored or something.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Get like the Jeep logo on the side of my trailer.
You should start a podcast.
Yeah.
No, don't do that.
No, I'm perfectly fine sitting in on yours, man.
Yeah, you just call me out. Get your fix in.
Yeah. So they have all the equipment and they just show up to the client's house. They have plenty for small groups. Okay. And that's how it's been running thus far. Another mission of mine. I need to get out there. For the most part, we train indoors with our clients. The videos and the content we create, because it's awesome and it's usually larger group, is all like outside. But people are always like, oh, well, what do you do in the winter? But we train with most of our clients inside. A large majority of people already have a home gym. They just need someone to come out and whoop them, right?
They need
give them a little motivation.
Give them that direction. Yeah. And put the program together.
And the trailers and the whole thing that we do, that's what gets us the exposure.
That's okay, dude. I mess up. I speak my own language half the time. It's fine.
That's what it sounded like earlier when I don't even know what you were saying.
It's fine. I just go in on it and hope people understand.
Mm-hmm.
Well, oops. So that's I guess people don't necessarily think because you invested so much energy in the mobility of your equipment that I guess it in this area, it does make a lot of sense that people would probably have some sort of setup in their home.
Sure.
That you can kind of tap into.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess when somebody calls you out of the blue, like say I call you out of the blue, how do you handle me as a new client? Like, do you automatically take me on? Do you let me know the rates? Do you send me to your website to fill out a form? And then you kind of like, we're not a good fit for you? Is that where you're at right now?
So where I'm at right now is I do handle all the client-facing stuff. For the most part,
which you should.
Yeah, and basically I just feed clients to my trainers. I don't know if any of them brought any on yet, but I am implementing some like incentive programs for them too. Okay. But yeah, you give me a call or you are referred or you submit the contact form on the website and then I give you a call and I'm like, hey, my name's Mitch. I'm with Blaak Training. And then I'm like, they ask any questions they may have and my availability from the beginning. I remember like last year I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna take any more clients on. Well, I did, and I overextended myself, and so basically, I really don't have any availability. So for the most part, I just figure out which trainer will be best for that client, availability wise, and what their goals are, and then I'll recommend a trainer according to that. Find out what their basic goals are, and then feed that to the trainer, who will then show up, give them their complimentary fitness assessment, and find out in more detail what exactly they're up to. And both of my trainers, I can't stress enough how grateful I am for them, how good they are at what they do. And the biggest learning curve of all has been learning to manage, and try to create a team. And using all of the assets that I have, a.k.a. my trainers, and enlisting their creative capabilities, getting advice from them. And Blaak Training wouldn't be the success it is without them.
Yeah, no, of course, because they, provided you with probably the support you needed.
And they put up with my bullshit. And they've been with me since the beginning before I even knew what the hell I was doing.
Do you see any of the part-time trainers becoming full-time trainers, or is that kind of like it's like just people are kind of fulfilling their passions.
It's like a passion project for them, and they have their other stuff going on. In a perfect world, I would be able to talk them out of doing what they're doing, but
it's difficult.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's really a possibility right now. And as we raise our rates too, I can pay them more, which is my goal. I want to take good care of them, keep them around, and be competitive and better, than other local gyms and whatnot. And so my goal is to get some more full-time trainers who really really want to do it, and just have them run like I was at the beginning. Just have them running 30 hours a week, all week long, 30 to 40, whatever, 50.
That's awesome. So I guess in the next, if we don't see you for a year, we'll expect to hear about a full-time trainer next time we meet.
Yeah, hopefully, man. And then we'll get a
Is that what other kind of things are you working on in terms of year, 2 year, 5 year things? What you made a huge investment in this trailer, so obviously you have some type of direction that you're heading in.
Yeah, so I really want to push my boot camps. I want to get large groups. I want to create a community. I want to be the go-to, and create a new era of boot camps, of group classes that are primarily outside.
Look, who's that guy who does step aerobics? The guy with the crazy hair.
With the I forgot his name.
You could be.
You're not talking about Richard Simmons.
Yeah, he could be
Richard Simmons.
Newtown's Richard Simmons.
You gotta get afro.
Come on, ladies, step with me. Yeah, dude, I thought about getting a Zumba certification, because I think that would be kick ass at the park, dude. Some jacked dude with a cool trailer and 50 ladies outside running some Zumba.
I actually know this lady named Myrna. Do you know Myrna?
I feel like I know
she's a Zumba instructor. You could definitely make, dude, her squad is deep. She's got a Zumba
Is she trained out of a gym?
I think she just
Is she local?
goes a bunch of different places.
Does she just go by Myrna, or is there a last name?
I'm not gonna. She's in law enforcement, so I'm not gonna share her last
Okay.
name on the
All right.
podcast.
Sure.
But Myrna, everybody that knows Myrna, and if you don't, we can put you in contact with Zumba Myrna.
All right.
But
problem is,
But
man,
she's definitely not coming on any podcasts anytime soon.
no. Problem is that all the good trainers, they got it going on, and you have to find someone that hasn't already started their own brand, and get them excited for yours and take care of them. And I'm learning to create that, that team.
But even if you for someone say you did something with Myrna, you could do one of these boot camps where we do the Zumba thing, or you do this, or you guys kind of share boot camp resources in the hopes that you kind of take on those people. You work it out a bunch of different ways.
Yeah, there's a million collaborations I've worked with, I have thought about doing.
But we're staying mobile.
So next, I think I'm going to get a van.
A van?
A van.
Like a free candy van?
No, like a Mercedes Sprinter van.
Okay.
And that way, any old Joe Schmo can drive it. They can hop in and drive. You don't have to have a vehicle capable of towing a trailer. You don't
The
have to have
trailer
any
is
experience.
complicated.
It can complicate things. It has more.
It's daunting.
There's a lot of benefits. You can do larger groups. You can have way more equipment.
Detach it.
You can detach it, and you can do trailer pulls. We talked about trailer deadlifts in our last podcast.
Did we?
We did a little bit, but
can you deadlift a new one?
Oh no! I think
a slip
scary,
disc.
man. It's heavy. It's heavy.
You're out, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I would like to see. I don't know. I think, obviously, I'm jiu-jitsu biased in all things, but it'd be cool to see you kind of team up with. Not a lot of jiu-jitsu facilities have fitness attached to it. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So it would be kind of cool to see you.
All martial arts, really. There might be a couple weights in the back, but
all other martial arts are just whatever. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing.
There's gyms that mix them together. There's
Yeah,
jiu-jitsu,
yeah, like the MMA
taekwondo,
gyms, yeah.
traditional. Yeah. That's my
so
jam right there.
You could kind
I'm
of
not talking about karate.
yeah, karate.
Karate.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck that.
Nothing against karate.
It's karate.
Karate. That's it, right?
You could do something with them because they, there is different gyms that actually compete. Probably you would kind of show up there during the day, work the camp, come back out, like leave. Like I would definitely see. I could probably think of a handful of gyms that could benefit from a structure such as yours. I think your business is probably going to be blundered by all the other things that are affecting all other businesses, and I think that's going to be shortage of help. So I think just keep leaning on the part-timers as long as you can. Maybe get I don't know, be flexible, continue to be flexible with like the people you kind of hire, and hope that,
Yeah, I'm just trying to be open-minded, get as many people,
because if you have 4 part-timers, that's like 1 full-timer.
I know, but then
Or figure out what that number is, like just like, because they might enjoy it. They get their little buzz out of sharing with, like, just build the energy and just like worry about getting the needs filled and not so much like.
I'll take what I can. I'm not stressing about that right now. I do believe it'll kind of grow organically, and as I get better as a manager and better at developing a team, and like I have faith that it'll work out.
But
just fine.
you also have to like let it catch up with you too, because you're doing a great job with your branding, your image. People know you. Younger people know you from when you were bartending and doing that. Like you're established in the community, so you're serving like the older clients a little bit, but you need employees, right? So like you probably just need like a year or two for like some younger people underneath you in generation or age, just like come up being like, wow, like watch, like they're at Penn State for 4 years watching your videos while they're there, being like, damn, like I want to do that. And then they come back, and then like, you know what I'm saying? Because it took me a long time to build up. Well, first, like the first thing I had to do was get serious about myself, straight up. Once I realized I was like, I'm completely ruining everything I'm doing all the time with my own behavior. That was like a huge turning point for myself, where I was like, I just need to live my life in such a way that nobody can literally say a single fucking thing to me. It's like, just what are you going to say to me? It's like I wake up earlier than you. I work harder than you. I work smarter than you, or at least I try. Like, I try and make friends with everybody. I try and build the community. Like, I'm positive when I need to be. I'm negative when, like, I'm trying to do all the right things all the time to a point so that eventually I can attract someone to, like, either partner in business with, John. Or, I want to get somebody, like, we want to start a media company, or we want to, start doing full-time stuff. Like, I need to attract someone to, like, help us do that. Gilmar believed in, what we were doing, and we believed in Gilmar. So, like, you have to live your life in such a way, though, that warrants somebody else living their life that way, in a way. Like, some people are just like, they clock in, clock out, and they don't put much thought into it. Consciously, at least. But, like, everybody internally knows, like, I don't really want to do that. It's not really worth my time. Right. And more, especially with like the millennial generation, like people more and more want to feel what they're doing is important. And I think that like, as you continue to like demonstrate like continuously, like you have to the entire world, like that, you're doing it and you're serious and like you're upholding that standard, more and more people are going to buy into that. And it'll be easier for you to find employees, I think.
Well said.
It's true, because like you have a lot of good things going for you.
Yeah, and the longer I've been in business, the more I believe in my craft, and I believe in I just see the effort I put in, and constantly checking to make sure I'm providing the best value, and I'm not slacking on any of my clients. And the more confident you are in what you do, the more you can be confident in what your mission is and what your whole aim. Your whole goal, your core values are, and then you can share that with your team, and therefore share it with your clients, and then,
do the damn
what
thing.
you said.
Yeah, what you said.
What you said.
Ditto.
Yeah.
That's all I had to say is ditto. I just wasted 15 seconds. All I had to say is ditto.
Yeah,
No,
that would have been funny as shit. Just like,
Ditto.
ditto. Mic drop, gets up and leaves.
Yeah, right. Where he left his whiskey.
That's awesome, man. I know you got to get out of here. My watch died, so I don't know what time it is. I'm
5:15.
useless to the world.
No, actually, no. Well, I mean, I can be done whenever you guys want to be done. So the block party, we meet every third Tuesday, which would have been today. Then I found out that we were supposed to have a celebratory barbecue, as for he get into the whiskey.
Nah, he just took a drink. Rambo, we're talking about Rambo. Just took a drink and decided mid-drink he was also going to lay down, and he was choking on it a little bit.
So we were supposed to have a celebratory barbecue last night, which we rescheduled so that everyone could make it. So tonight, all I may have is a hot date,
Oh, you have a hot date
Oh,
tonight?
cool.
Not
possibly.
with any spiders.
All
or
right, we have to
anything.
cut this too.
What's his name? Oh,
Richard.
leave it in. Richard. Yeah, his name is Richard.
His name's Richard.
Who's Richard?
Hot
See-
date.
Yeah, dude. We had every time I think of the name Richard, we had a teacher in junior high, and it was for this ridiculous class. I don't even know what their goal was to teach us, but it was called Integrated Arts.
Interesting.
I'm not sure. It was kind of like a home ec like credit, and I was 7th or 8th grade, and the dude's name was Dick Wiener, Richard Wiener,
Love that.
and he didn't. I don't think he even addressed it with the class once. But I had a teacher in high school who was Mrs. Finkboner,
Oh,
and that woman addressed it. She addressed it aggressively, right off the bat, in your face, day one.
I like that method.
Like, come in the
Own
room,
it.
sit down. My name is Fink Boner. We can laugh about it right now and never again. Boner, ha! And we were just like, I need to digest this. I'm gonna laugh about this in like 15 minutes.
Yeah. You gotta give you 15 minutes,
I was
lady.
just like, damn. Jeez. We didn't have a positive relationship.
No?
Nah.
No.
Think boner.
That class, she had it out for anybody that wasn't okay with building this stupid like vision binder. And it was a history class, like, so you don't need to be doing shit like that. It's like you need to be worried about like slavery, Civil War, World War II. Don't do it again.
Yeah.
You know, well, at that time it wasn't 9/11. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, damn.
Hold
Actually,
on.
no, that was, but that did actually happen. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
I'm going to go back to...
Let's go back, Mitch.
What was Dick Wiener? What was his name?
Richard Wiener.
Dick Wiener.
Dick Wiener.
Dick Wiener.
Hold on. Where did you go to middle school?
That was Holland Junior High.
I
The
used-
year was probably. If anybody wants to call me a liar, they can get fucked and go to the yearbook.
And get fucked.
I graduated 6th grade in like 2000. September 11th happened when I was in like 7th or 8th grade. I was in like shop class, Holland Junior High. Dick Wiener was around the corner in his classroom. He didn't actually have walls on his classroom. They just put up like those rolling things.
Yeah, obviously.
Put some chairs in his room. They were like, "You're
Is it right?
integrated arts." That open period all you kids had, we just filled it. Fucking idiots.
Is that a Dick Wiener out in the open?
Yeah, he was a Dick Wiener on the open.
Yeah, dude, I think it was like 10 a.m.
Walled up.
10 a.m. dude, blue day schedule, whatever, dude. Dick Wiener live
Dick
I knew
Wiener.
a Cynthia Wiener.
on the first floor.
That's why I asked. I worked with a Cynthia Wiener. We just call her Wiener over at
Oh.
Contav back in the day.
That's not as funny as Dick Wiener.
I know, but I'm curious if they're related.
They're
I'm
related.
curious if the Wieners know each
Yo,
other.
you know,
The Wieners know
just,
each other.
Joe, just call her up and be like, you know any dicks? She's gonna be like, that's not a funny joke, Mitch.
No,
Then
she
she's
would
gonna
laugh. She's crazy.
She'll get you
She
canceled.
would laugh.
How long is the
She would
Wiener
laugh.
family?
She get you canceled.
Damn.
You can't cancel this.
You
Can't
could-
cancel
I mean-
us.
Yeah,
You said some shit, dude. We're still on the air.
What is this? Episode 102?
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you cancel
What-
me, you do me a
what?
favor. I'd
Yeah,
probably
for-
sell a bunch of shit the
Mm.
next day. I'd probably make a bunch of money the next day.
What would you
Probably.
sell? Not
Dude-
your equipment. You're talking about you would sell like your
don't know.
body on the.
No, dude.
Boardwalk.
Honestly, the next day, somebody would probably call us up and be like, wow, I heard what you said and got canceled for it. Would you want to build my mansion? That's probably what would happen. And I'm not even saying that like arrogantly or cocky or anything. That's just what happens to people. when they
Any
get canceled.
publicity is good publicity.
It's true. Like everybody. If you look at the stocks of the publicly traded companies that were like openly attacked, like what was the one? The rice company, or not the rice company, Aunt Jemima, or one of the
Aunt Jemima and
Uncle
then,
Benny's.
Uncle Ben's.
their stock. They were like, no, we're not changing. And their stock went down, and then they were like, we're changing. Our stock went down, and then when we're not changing, and stock went back up.
Hmm.
Oh, look at Goya.
Goya was the big one.
Oh yeah.
Uncle Ben's, they changed it, but Goya, they tried to cancel the CEO for something or other, and he was just like, get fucked, dude.
Yeah.
They were
fuck
like, just
you.
get fucked, dude. We sell beans, and and everybody loves our beans. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
And their stock went through the roof,
Mhm.
and everybody was like, oh, we tried to cancel them. The beans are too powerful. That's how it would be for us, because
I can attest to that.
everything we do is in positivity.
Hell yeah.
Sometimes it comes out negative, but it's ultimately positive.
Yeah, it's for the greater
It's
good.
interesting. You have your license plates on your car on your website.
That was blurred out on the original.
Yeah.
I need to fix that.
We're gonna find Mitch.
Don't worry, we won't show it.
I need to update the pictures too. I just got a whole bunch of content.
You got to worry about it now as a bachelor, Mitch.
Yeah, dude.
Like, there's probably a whole bunch of women out there that are like plotting to put you in a cellar somewhere.
I just got called
Slash your
the most
tires.
eligible bachelor in Newtown.
By
yeah.
who?
A couple different people.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Black County
Yeah.
Magazine.
One of my
Somebody likes. Some
one of my
people like to
buddy's
hype me
wives.
up.
One of my buddy's wives said that. Right?
Hey.
Oh no, she called you.
Oh yeah.
When she called you
She
a
called me
heartthrob.
Newtown's
Yeah,
Newtown's heartthrob.
No, yeah, she called you a heartthrob.
A heartthrob.
Not just limited to Newtown. You're just.
I wonder-
You are a
Just,
heart.
yeah, countrywide, bro.
Dude, she'll be there next week.
Who?
The girl that said that. I'm not gonna out her.
Oh, she'll be at the. I know who it is.
Yeah, but we weren't gonna out her.
Yeah,
But but we won't tell her you're gonna be there next week. And she definitely doesn't listen to this show
Yeah.
Okay.
because our demographic is 70% male.
Who is gonna be there?
There's gonna
Anybody I know?
There's gonna be a decent amount of people
A
there.
lot of people
A
there.
lot of people there. A little slow trickle in today. I think we're almost up to 60.
Damn.
what?
That's more than
Are we,
last
like,
year.
renting out the
Then
whole place?
the original thing, I was like, oh yeah, we need enough for 40 people, guaranteed. And Tom, the guy who owns the barbecue spot, was like, oh, are you sure you want to do that? I'm like, run the card, dude. Like
That's
we're gonna
impressive, man.
get at least 40 people at this thing. The first one we threw, we got. Yo,
Sorry, I
got
gotta
you.
learn how to operate these.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. It's up to us.
You're back in the fight.
All right.
You're back in the fight. Patch them up.
Yeah, I patched him up. You're back. You're good, warrior. Yeah, I don't even know where we're going with that. Eligible bachelor heartthrob.
I wanted to say kudos to you for getting that freaking event together. This is number 4. You've been building a little momentum.
I think it's number 3.
Is it a lot of people from like the show? A lot of people you know personally.
The first one we just it was at the old shop with past business partner, and like John was there. There was a bunch of people there. There was probably 60 people at that one. Maybe 50 people. And it was cool. It was just in a warehouse. We were just drinking in a warehouse. And that one we kind of just invited just people on Instagram, people we just didn't like know personally yet, but like knew them from Instagram. I guess there was a lot of people there that we knew from past that also own businesses that we just like hadn't connected with yet. And the goal was just to kind of get everybody together and like networking and get like a community going. And then the second one we had, last year we wanted to have a bunch of them. And then that just didn't
COVID
happen
came to
because
town.
we were kind of just the one. We did have one, and it was invite only, and we didn't tell anybody where it was, and it was like you had to have a very bright flashlight to find the building, and it was like kind of like that. But we probably had 30 people show up to that one, and we knew that one was going to be small. We like kept it that way. And then this one, we knew it was just kind of like we kind of tried to do this one again. The reason it's happening in September is because we just never got around to planning it all the rest of the year. So we kept talking about having it, and then finally I was like, look, like we need to have it before the holidays. And that was my deadline. I was like, I cannot have it in October. I want to have it outside because like I just like being outside. I'm not a nervous person, but I hate being around like a large group of people. It just makes me just like feel just like, I don't know.
Small.
Just like, I don't know. Just like, it's not my
anxious.
thing.
Like there's too many
Yeah.
people to talk
Yeah,
to.
it's just not my thing.
Yeah,
It's just
I feel disassociated.
I mean, 60 is a lot of people though.
Yeah,
That is a lot
I've
of
done bigger. I've spoken in front of some large.
So do you have
Here's
like a itinerary kind of? You gonna
Absolutely not. It's
No?
beer and wood. The name of the event is exactly what it's about. The reason we called it beer and wood was because the goal was just to bring contractors together originally, and then it just expanded to all businesses.
and is this gonna be like? What's the goal with this? Is it just supposed to be like
Just
a
get-
casual
just get,
venue
like,
for people to
honestly,
meet and greet,
like,
or
if
do you want it
I-
to be like an actual?
Honestly, it's just like I hate organized. No offense to like your Rotary Club and
I
all
was
that
I
stuff.
wanted to talk about this.
Yeah,
actually.
I don't fucking believe in that level of networking. I've been a part of it before. I've been a part of great groups of that before, like great examples of like BNI or LaTip or whatever that like you can get a lot of networking done. I've been a member of like different country clubs, different, athletic team, like different
They
things.
let you in a country club?
Yeah, believe it or not. Yeah.
Are you
A
good at
pretty
golf?
good one too. No, I'm not. I didn't even play golf when I got in there. Stupid. So like I and the reasons for doing that obviously were like not to be like a country club guy, but like I wanted to do business with country club people.
Yeah.
You know
sure,
what I'm saying?
makes
So like that
great
was
sense.
so good decisions like that. And over the years I've learned that doing this, like the podcast one-on-one, like doing your one-on-ones and like networking groups and stuff.
Yeah.
You get more from like sitting down and having lunch with people every day. And when I started living my life in a way where I literally was living in the city, I'd broken up with my ex-girlfriend. I was eating out, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I started like reaching out to people I didn't know because I was just kind of like coming out of that whole like, when you come out of a relationship, you're just like, I need to get out in the world.
Sure.
I suppressed myself.
Yep.
So like you're just meeting people and meeting new people. And like in that year alone, I got so much shit done. And I was in architecture school and I was like in terms of like growing the business, I got a lot done. Other parts of my life were failing still. And then like it just kind of clicked where I was like, damn, if I just went to lunch with a different person every day, I would get more contacts, like valuable contacts than I would from going to any of these fucking BNI meetings and stuff. So I just quit all of those groups. And then I did that. Like we do a lot of that. We go to lunch, we'll meet up with people, grab breakfast, grab coffee. I'll just stop by other dudes' job sites and just hang out. And like I'm constantly just like, oh, what do you need? Trying to like just kind of connect the dots for people. And the beer and wood was like, if we could be the center, like not to be the center for like the sense of like I'm the king of the castle, but like if we could create the center of all that, getting shit done energy, like something good would come from that.
I like to call it
Not really sure what
facilitator.
after that level, the intention just kind of drifts off. We're not really it's very nebulous.
Yeah.
It's cloud-like
All right.
at that point. But the goal is to get people together that compete at similar levels. We were going to make the beer and wood like a very private type thing where like it was invite only. Maybe still do that eventually, but like I invited you, like I went out of my way to invite you. Yeah, it's out on Instagram. A lot of people saw that and shit. But people that aren't welcome at those events aren't going to come to those events.
Sure.
When you get in a room full of 60 people that are all like own their own business, starting their own business, working their asses off to like make shit happen for their team, like that energy, like if you're not a part of that, you just leave. I've learned that. Like you don't need to tell people to leave like when you're trying to do stuff like that. Like they're just like, this isn't for me. So we realized we'd just leave it open, invite everybody, and then the alternative to that, which like that's my closed-minded thinking, but like the alternative to that, which is like gonna show how like I'm actively improving, is like maybe somebody that currently doesn't think that way does come to one of those events. Like say you bring like Joe Schmo, right? Joe Wiener. And you show up with this dude and you're like, hey, this kid, kind of gets it, but he's a fucking idiot. Like he's putting it together. Who knows? But say that kid comes here and just meets so-and-so and is just like so impressed or enamored by a certain individual, or like so many individuals that are so close to their age. And they're like, oh, wow. Like that dude just put this together and he's only a little bit older than Mitch. Look how successful he's doing. Or like this
Is it like a
person's
younger group?
No.
No?
There's not any limit in age, but I would say like the oldest dude there will be 60 something, and then the next closest person in age will probably be like 45.
Okay.
So like I know like a couple old carpenters, respectfully old guys.
Is this like this is going to be like the anti-establishment BNI?
No.
Like
Yeah.
no holds barred, like
Fuck
we don't like
BNI.
you, get out.
No.
I
No,
kinda
it's
like
more
that
so
idea.
just like we want
We
to
keep
build a
saying BNI,
community.
nothing against BNI.
Nothing against BNI. We're not going to get sued. We're going to get sued.
We're just saying
got a lawyer
just
already.
general. That was
Got him on standby always. But what I'm saying is like it just John's from a small town in Montana. Very small. I believe like I've traveled enough and I've seen what small town life is like all over the world to know that like when everybody in a place knows each other, like it's very special in a way. Sometimes it can really suck and everybody talks shit and you got like, Mormons, hooking up with each other's wives and stuff. But here nor there,
Kinky.
no judgment. Bunch of wieners. But if you build the community and like the community's there to like help everybody, like as long as you keep like filtering it every now and then, it just like exists to benefit everybody. It's not. It is because I don't like BNI and tip like the structure of those things, not necessarily those organizations in particular, just like structured networking. It's like I don't need someone to tell me how to do business. You don't need someone to tell you how to do business. Like you just need to make constant contact with me and keep me thinking about like, oh, Mitch Blaak training. Like I compete in jiu-jitsu, I go to the NAC. I fucking have a problem with one of the places I train at, right? So like it's just like what's to say, like theoretically, like you like next thing you know, like you scoop up the business. Like it's you constantly have to be ready for like someone else to like fail at what they're doing for you to step in.
Sure.
People
Sure,
like
100%. I am well.
I just had a conversation with somebody the other day that like kind of wants to start like a fitness type business, right?
Okay.
And I like had to like they're my friends, so I kind of like humbly checked them at a second. I was like, dude, like if you think you're just gonna start this fucking business and think everybody's just gonna leave this other place and come and join your facility, you're wrong. I was like, you're wrong. Like people that are even loyal to you aren't going to change. I was like, it takes a lot of energy to like go into the office, cancel your membership, like go sign up at another place. People are very regimented in their ways. Like you have to give a reason for someone to do business with you, or you have to sit there and wait until they're ready. Just the only two options.
And can you wait that
because
out,
everybody's spending the money. So like people are going to the gym in Newtown. Like people go to the gym in Newtown.
And there's lots of options.
Or you have a gym in your house, which Mitch is obviously exploiting. But like there's a lot of people right now that like the next house I move into, one of the requirements is like I live in a small condo right now. I'm very happy with it. But like I'm starting to get to the point where I'm like I'd like a little bit more space. One of the things I'd like a little bit more space for is a gym. Because I don't want to go to the gym anymore. So I know that, like, if I'm in this position and I'm 33, right, you're just, like, kind of sitting there like just waiting. You're like a spider under the sand.
You got my number.
You know what I'm saying?
You know where to find me.
Put a sauna in that trailer and I'm there, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I'll just put my sauna chair in there. Just plug it into his truck.
Dude, they make very small, compact saunas that are like 2x2.
Yeah, I have one.
Yeah?
It's not the same as
I could
like
totally
the
fit
unit.
one in a trailer.
The unit. Oh, you're talking about like we're building one for
They're
a
like
customer?
closet size. Actually, my client has one in his closet.
I have like a chair one that like zips up to your head. You look like R2D2.
I've seen like the leg sleeves and stuff like that. Is that kind of what you're talking about?
Yeah, it's kind of like that's infrared. If the leg sleeves are infrared, I want to get some of those leg sleeve things, the ice ones.
I haven't done any research into that. It looks ridiculous, but I bet it's awesome.
I haven't asked too many people about them, but I was talking to one person about them. I can't remember who, but they said they were good. Really expensive when they got them. Yeah. Which was probably when they first came out.
Dude, I haven't had a gym membership in a year and a half. I thought I would miss the knack terribly.
You don't.
No, I don't.
I very much
enjoyed my workouts more.
I very much respect Jim Worthington and the 40, or so years that he's like put into that place.
So much respect.
And so much respect for him as like a business owner. But like, the knack is just like, it claims to be something that it is not. Like it claims to be like this like globally recognized like fitness facility. And I'm like, dude, like you have ceiling tiles in the lobby that have never been installed because the roof's been leaking since I've been a member here. Like you didn't really finish the renovation that was supposed to be finished 4 years ago when I joined. Like there's a lot of stuff like that. So it's like it hurts like to be like I know that Jim worked very hard on all this vision, but somewhere along the way, like his vision isn't getting communicated down the ranks, or like maybe there's not enough employees to like get the place up and running to the level he needs it to be. But like it's kind of like it's a slap in the face sometimes when they're like, oh yeah, we're the best ever, and it's like, yeah, but like could we acknowledge the things like we're improving at here at least? Because like I don't know, it's like there's complete like, I guess what I'm saying is like there's areas the knack could improve in. And rather than, like, acknowledge those areas and improve in, like, usually those suggestions and things are met with, like, just, like, aggressive discontentment for your, you're like being like, hey, could you improve this area over here a little bit by, cleaning or something? And they're just like upset with you about it. It's kind of like, if you're going to claim to be the best, like you have to be the best all the time. That's kind of like what I was like. I don't know if you have a hot take on that or even want to get into
just a little bit.
If you want to dodge around that completely, you can.
No. I mean, like I said, tons of respect for Jim. I
built
think
an
the
incredible
place,
business.
It's incredible. It really is. And I haven't been there in 2.5 years now. So last time I was there, they had just started all the renovations right pre-pandemic, and they continued them over the pandemic. So I don't know how far along they are and whatnot. But if anything were the issue, and not that I'm some expert, but I would say kind of what you said about, I'm not sure if he's not communicating that vision down the line. I feel like there's a lot lost in communication, and if anything, there needs to be more focus on the inside as far as the employees. I think they need to. I think a lot gets just kind of slips between the cracks, and there's not enough focus on like developing a team and making sure we're all on the same page. And I think maybe they are taking steps towards that. I've heard a couple things recently, but I would say that might be where they need to focus.
That makes a lot of sense, because I think maybe if like the team or the crew or whatever felt a type of way about what they were doing, or that energy would kind of maybe communicate it into like the rest of the place. But I don't know if there's anything I don't want to seem like just a whiner complainer, because it's a cool facility. Like I'm #blessed to like even be able to afford to go to a gym like that. It's just kind of
blessed.
It's just kind of it's like, it's frustrating to me when people are like walking around being like, oh, we're so legit. And it's like, well, like, it would be legit if somebody could receive some feedback and not get butthurt about it. That'd be legit.
I think also something that I'm
not
learning,
necessarily just knack about that. There's like a bunch of businesses that when you, especially restaurant businesses right now that are like so affected by like the wait staff shortage.
It's brutal.
It's like some of the restaurants are like, hey, we're getting crushed here. Could you guys, like, I'm sorry we haven't gotten to you guys yet. We're getting crushed here tonight. We're short staffed. Like, and I'm like, oh yeah, damn, sure. Like whatever. Like, look at this fucking girl sweating her ass off, like running around at twice as many tables as she should be. But then there's like other places that are like completely like, nothing's wrong here.
Yeah.
We're just going to treat you like shit and not acknowledge the fact that we're understaffed and we only have one dude in the kitchen. Everything's fine. So when you leave there, you're kind of like, the fuck's their problem? Like, why did I just get treated like shit for that expensive dinner? When in reality, there's something more going on. Like, there could be only one dude in the kitchen cooking for the whole restaurant. There could be, maybe not enough servers. Like, maybe they're covered. Like, but instead of being like upfront and honest with it, be like, hey, look, like we're experiencing this, mild setback right here. It's like, make sure your food's delicious, but like, it's going to take a little bit more time tonight to come out. Whereas like, the Nax approach is like, hey, we're still fucking awesome no matter what. And it's like, we've been awesome for this many years no matter what. And it's like, okay, well, the one time that I got shocked by the towel dryer and I like mildly was like, hey, is someone going to look into this? And everybody was like, eh. And then
Did
when
that
I
really
would,
happen?
yeah, it fucking happened. I literally just like came out of the pool, fucking early morning, put my towel in the towel dryer or my bathing suit in the towel, zap. And I was like, I'm working in construction. I've been shocked before. I ain't a bitch. This was a shock. It was a good one. So I was like, yo, it's like somebody going to do something about this? If I had a pacemaker, be done. Like, I'm not trying to, I'm like, and they instantly thought I was going to sue. Like, when I finally raised it up enough to be like, hey, look, like, I actually left a comment on the Facebook page. That's what happened. And then instead of like, responding to me, they called around to people that I knew to like vet me. And then they just like approached it a different way. So like, and then they were like, oh, okay, we're looking into this. And I'm like, look, like, I just want someone to like hear that this happened and then act like you're doing something about it. Like they completely were just like, eh. Or like they got, like the other day, like they do the pool, like they clean the pool every year. Like completely clean the inside pool.
Like a deep shock.
A deep shock, right? So the pool is now, it was like opened. It was like green, like that epoxy and that fucking thing right there. And they're like, oh, it's safe to swim in. Made an email announcement and everything. And like, I'm like, no fucking isn't. The water's not clear. It's far from it. Like I want some like, and there's people like, we want transparency on this shit. Like you got a bunch of chemicals in this shit, and none of you guys know how many of it. You can't get the water to get clear again. You fucked up now that you know what that means. You got more chemicals in your water than you will got water. I'm not a chemist. You got a soluble solution, dissoluble, whatever the word is. So it's like it's stuff like that. It's like but then they'll put out an email or a Facebook post about how they've been dominating and they're a global industry leader. It's like get fucked. You don't even have clear water in your swimming pool on the inside. Like how are you going to post something? Like it's kind of like, you know.
Do you still have, hold on. Do you still have a membership there?
Yeah, I have a membership
there. You
got
to be careful letting this shit air, man. I'm telling you, people have been kicked out
what are they gonna
far
do?
less.
Kick me out?
I'm just saying, well, if you still want your membership, if you don't care, then fuck it.
Honestly, I
don't
care.
People have been kicked out for far less. And I wanted to comment.
I don't want to get kicked out, but I do want to feel like all the money that is being spent there and like is what I want to be treated more than just a number. At the end of the day. So if you're going to kick me out for saying honest things than the way I feel.
Definitely drop the ball with that.
That's fine. Like if you want to kick me out, that's fine. We have a podcast. It gets tons of views. I'm not saying that's leverage or anything like that, but I'm just being an honest and open human being. I want to be not
right now.
But you're saying like I want a pre-defense for.
No. I'm just making sure.
I'm just saying like it's not something that I'm not looking to engage in that capacity, but like. So, you feel like a number there, and when people are like, "Oh my God, this place is amazing," it's the child care is amazing. It's like, okay, well, you know, whatever. You might have heard a story this summer about a kid drowning in a pool when none of the lifeguards were looking, and one of the waitresses pulled them out. Might have heard that story.
I heard about that.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, the fuck. It's like when I come in and I'm like, "Hey, why isn't the sauna working?" And you're like, "Get fucked. Go figure it out. Like, the sauna doesn't work today. It's not going to work today. We'll put a notice on the door. The sauna's in repair." You know why the sauna was broken? Nobody knew to go in the fucking breaker room and switch the breaker on. One morning, I was just sitting there. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, the sauna has like a high-powered unit in there. I'm like, it probably goes in an electrical room. Does anybody even, like, this light doesn't turn on anymore. It's like, did anybody switch the breaker on? And I asked one of the guys. I was like, where's the breaker room for the sauna? He's like, oh, it's in here. I was like, would you mind flicking the switch on for the sauna? He's like, oh, yeah, no problem. Flicked it on. And the sauna was down for like fucking 3 weeks. Not a single person in the entire building thought to be like, oh, maybe the fucking breaker's off.
Okay, ready? I might have a solution to the entire problem.
Quit.
No.
Because honestly, I've spent this much energy just complaining about the place. Like, I obviously just
but you've brought me, you've like kind of refreshed some happenings in my mind, and I just kind of have like a little bit of
drop of knowledge.
So this goes back to what we said about developing that you know, that employee that community, you know, that like-mindedness, taking care of the
squad.
inside. I'll tell you what. I don't usually like to say bad things about many people, but I know several incredible people that I used to work with that got asked to step up and fill a position. You know, something that they didn't sign on for, they didn't get paid enough for, and they you know, they came on and they did a stellar job to the best of their ability, and they busted their butt above and beyond. And I'm talking like really stellar fucking people. And you want to know how they were paid? At the end of the season, they were told, you know, somebody else, you know, your position has been dissolved. And instead of putting them back in their original position, you know, give them back their old job, they're shit out of luck and they're canned out on the street like that. I snapped my fingers for anybody that couldn't hear that.
Yep.
And so that's their problem, because I've seen it happen multiple times. And how are you gonna build
loyalty
around, build loyalty, have people that know what they're doing when they,
but if I'm a client and you're treating me like just a number, and you're an employee and you're getting treated like just a number, somebody's got a bunch of numbers in their hand. You know what I'm saying? So
well,
it's just
starts, though, from the top down, right? And then you don't have the employees that care enough. So then how are you going to have employees that can show the clients that they are cared for enough?
No, for sure. But what would stop, say, to, you know, individuals like ourselves from renting out a warehouse space around the corner from that, putting in like a sexy sauna, a nice fitness room, a nice, like doing something very small but like super high end, and then just slowly building it?
There's nothing stopping us, and a physical location has been a thought of mine
for quite some time.
We'll talk more off
I actually got asked. Yeah, I got asked to do something with a close friend of mine. You know, they went out and did their
Because
own thing, Ignite Fitness.
I'm at the point now where it's just like if one person came in and put like just a classy place in, like an actual global type place,
small but has
like
multiple
nice people, like people at the desk,
to.
like hey, blah blah blah.
Sure.
Like it's gonna be expensive to go there,
but you're gonna get
you're gonna be real treated really well, and that's why when I go out to eat and I get treated,
that's what it feels like.
It got too corporate, maybe.
But that's the problem. It's like a trickle down effect. There's like.
But I only ever hear good things. I mean, you hear bad things about Jim, but you fuck that shit. You won't. But people that I know and trust that also know Jim Worthington typically say good things about him, right? You hear tons of shit in the world about different people, and that's
always
fine.
will.
That's
I have
fine.
good things to say
the
about
guy
him.
is building an empire.
Sure.
He's going to have people say
Nothing but
stuff
respect.
about him. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like I have plenty of people that don't like me.
Same here.
It is what it is.
Yep.
But it's just like when I watch that man on like a weekend, it hasn't happened in a while, but I used to watch him like walk around and there'd be a piece of paper on the ground and he'd like pick it up and like throw it up, or he'd be wiping down the counters in the bathrooms like after they got finished building. I'm like, and I like sat there one day and I was like, yo, here's the owner of this place that I don't really know. And I've like had good experiences and bad experiences. I'm formulating my opinion, but I see the owner of this place like really working hard. That I was impressed by that. And then what happened was like Corona happened. I left the gym just because I was like, I'm just going to go train over here in the woods because Corona shut down. Like gyms might not come back. You know, what am I going to do? I'm just going to.
You were working out in the woods?
I was doing all kinds of weird shit.
Let's kick ass, bro.
Just figuring it out.
I've been loving my whole thing.
So then like when the reason I rejoined the NAC, and fucking this is the truth. So when they kicked me out this time, the reason I rejoined the NAC was because Jim Worthing took a stand and opened the NAC when nobody else would open the gym. I was God honest to truth. I'll be fully transparent about it. The Newtown or the Doylestown YMCA is a bunch of they're very rule based organization, and the rules don't make any goddamn sense.
There were so many things you wanted to say.
I had people. Yeah, I wanted to say some inappropriate shit there that would probably
get you canceled.
It wasn't exactly what I was trying to. It wasn't what I was clearly trying to communicate. But when you have
There's
a
gonna
dude,
be so many edits at the end.
When you have a dude come up to you and you're butt ass naked, and he asks you about your mask, and you barely get out of a conversation where you want to strangle this man, you're like, this isn't the gym for me. And then Jim Worthington opened. My wife was like, "Oh, Jim's reopening the NAC. He's taking a stand. He's telling the state to screw themselves." So I'm like, I have to support this movement. But now that I'm back, I'm like, I would be totally cool with everything if we just didn't act like it was this amazing facility. Great facility, cool place. It's very big. They've got an indoor basketball court. They've got a cool indoor CrossFit. They've got cool things. But, like, they don't have, like, there's the people there aren't, like, keeping me there. And then, like, if I like, there's so many things that I'd be like, hey, we could improve this right here. But I just don't ever say anything because I know how it's going to be treated. So I just walk around just being like, when I'm ready to leave this place, it's going to be great.
You know what? It's a whole freaking conundrum.
But I've wasted so many people's times listening to this now.
Yeah, we can edit this as much as we want, but this was kind of good to get off your chest, right? I could tell there was a little bit of pent up. But me personally,
it's more
on top of everything we talked about too, yeah. In the spirit of giving everyone a fair shake, right? Not that I'm defending or an advocate whatsoever. No, I have good and bad things I can say.
You want to hear both sides. There's my perspective, right? Then there's what actually happened.
Sure. Well, yeah, and I don't know what actually happened, or, but also, pandemic, everyone's short on employees. That could be a contributing factor. They've undergone a ton of growth, too, also through a pandemic. So then, you also are figuring out, like, a larger dynamic.
Yeah, but that's not really fair to say because, like, I joined 4 years ago in like, the spring, and they told us, like, all this, like, construction and stuff was going to be done, like, that fall, like, the new locker rooms and everything. And it was, like, that was never the case. So, like, there was times, like, I get the pandemic thing, and I get, like, I definitely have sympathy for, like, if they decided this week that they were going to change, it would be incredibly difficult for them to do because of the shortage of employees.
Yeah.
So that is, will I put an asterisk next to this past year for them and say, like, hey, like, they probably made a lot of improvements, but they still had a lot of things to come up against? Yes, certainly. For sure. Though, like, to be clear, though, I don't really like. I enjoy working out there. It's a great place to work out. I just don't like my own. If fundamentally black and white, I do not like when people like claim to be something they are not. So it's like when you're calling yourself a global leader, it's like a global leader of what? We've got a hole in the ceiling of the lobby where like the paint's melting off the wall from the drips of rain every time it rains. They literally just stick buckets under the ground, like the thing. I'm like, this is a great facility. You can't even get someone to fix the leak in the roof. So it's like stuff like that. It's kind of like, it's humor. Most of the time, I just kind of like, this is funny kind of thing. But sometimes it does like, I get a little bit extra where I'm just a little more passionate.
Sure. And had another glass of whiskey.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that helps. Maybe that helps.
You know what? You know what's good is when other people do the bragging for you and you don't have to do the bragging. And while we're on that topic, Blackout Training was voted Bucks County's best personal trainer in 2021.
Yeah, and I've seen your facilities. I've walked through them.
My facilities.
Dude, I just want to say, dude, thanks for coming on. Yeah, you didn't give me your one.
My freaking pleasure, bro. It was
Yeah,
the first
I'm really
time.
proud.
I had even more fun the second time.
Dude, I'm really proud with like the growth of your company over the last year. Like you should be too.
I am, man. I got to stop and slow down and smell the roses sometimes. That's part of my new thing. Operating at your best, you have to give yourself personal time. If you're not, you can't operate your best. You can't give your best to your clients. So that's one of my new focuses too, making sure that I take care of myself.
So, all right. Well, hopefully we get you in sooner than a year.
Yeah, you say the word, man. I wouldn't mind coming in. You know, and I could get used to this. I kind of enjoy it to an extent, right? So it doesn't always have to be Blackout Training related either. If you need like somebody to talk a topic or
yeah, we could do that.
Just keep me in mind.
Dude, Thursday Thick. We canceled the show, but we could bring it back.
Did you cancel that?
And then I think we're still doing it, just not calling it the Thursday Thick because it just got like old saying that.
Okay.
Kind of thing. I told Gilmar one day, I was like, dude, I gotta say this anymore. It's so stupid.
There's a fine line between.
I was like, I went too hard in it. I want to get out of it now.
Yeah. Maybe it should be like the third Thursday Thick, every third Thursday of the month.
Yeah.
It wouldn't get as old as quick.
3 C's, 3 T's,
3
triple
T's.
T's.
and Mitch Blaak.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so if you enjoyed the show, definitely go give Mitch a follow. If you're in the area, he has no time for you until he hires
My guys do. They're incredible. I sang their praises.
He's got plenty of time for you. Just reach out to him through his Instagram, Blackout Training, and that's Black with 2 A's. And then you have the website too. It's blackouttraining.com.
Yep,
www.blackouttraining.com. So subscribe to the show. Hopefully you enjoyed it and took something away. Subscribe or follow us on TikTok and Instagram for like the clips and everything like that. You can share with your friends. Build the community. So if you are coming out next week, we'll see you Tuesday. If not, you can listen to us, I don't know, whenever.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Go to YouTube. Listen to us all the time. All right. Catch you later.